A lot of people talk about how it's a negative for you to be in relationships out of survival. But a lot of people don't talk about how it may just also be a negative for you to not be in relationships out of survival. And somebody mentioned that survival mode isn't all about money, it's about mental as well. And for you to avoid relationships because you're afraid of the mental toll that it may take on you, could that also be a problem as well?
Mm. I think that's an
Definitely.
interesting
Two,
idea
two
right
is
there.
better than one, but on the road to becoming one, there are going to be hurdles. There are going to be things that are, I say this all the time, the devil don't like family. So when you join in with somebody, you should automatically know that that attack is coming your way. Hurdles are going to come your way. But what are you doing to stand against it? What tools do you have to fight those things? Because they're going to come your way. You can't avoid them. You can't think that you're, the exception to the rule and nothing's going to happen. No, it's going to happen. So are you going to survive it, or are you going to try to get out of it and try to save yourself? And I think that when we realize that two is better than one, and the benefits of two better being better than one, because when you fall, I'm there to catch you, right? And vice versa. But a lot of people are just falling, and the other person, they don't even give the other person a chance to catch them.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people have a negative outlook on relationships and dealing with other people, and it kind of alludes to what you just said. I think there's a lot of benefits that come from having somebody there that can catch you when you're slipping or help you. It's just all about making sure that you got the right person to walk that walk with you. And oftentimes people do tend to choose very poorly, and then they let that negative relationship or the negative aspects of that relationship cloud their judgment or cloud their ability to go out there and find somebody that can, what I mean, that they can work with. So they operate out of fear and go out to the world and say, well, I'm gonna stick to myself because I'm afraid of what being in a relationship would yield.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Precious. And not Precious.
It's an easy mix up. I will say that this is
Nah, I'm pressing all these buttons, man.
it's cool. This the one time I can't agree with you, Precious. Suki and Sexy Red, they're actually very heavily male identified. They literally love attaching themselves to men. Now, one person who got a lot of influence that doesn't necessarily feel that way, and you can see it in the change of her behavior now, is Krishan Rock. That girl has a lot of influence over women. A lot of women see themselves in her, and she's constantly popping up every
Right.
place. The first thing she said was, I got money, I don't need you. That's the first thing she said. Despite him making her. I ain't gonna talk about, how toxic their relationship is. But once she keeps repeating that to herself and she keeps elevating and she keeps doing things that can separate her getting money from him, when she starts to actually see the money being made aside from him, she's actually going to put her best foot forward and weaponize that and leave him. That's when it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He's a crutch for her now because they make the most money together. But she's been saying it for quite some time. She just got on live today and told her followers, why would I listen to y'all? I got more money than you. And so the mentality around the
Hmm.
survival, right? That's that, Shahrazad Ali said something that, stuck with me. A woman having money ain't got nothing to do with needing a man. Bottom line. But the fact that we try to outsource men by their wallets lets us know like they don't understand the value of men. And what Jazz was talking about, I actually don't think that she was speaking to something where she was actually giving sound advice. I think she was projecting. She was seeing that women were behaving in an ugly way that she used to behave, where she thought it was okay. And now that it's kind of like at her front door, it's taken for her to speak up about it now that her relationship has a solid standing. But overall, like, she felt that way because she used to be that way. It was a harsh reality check. You feel entitled to men's money because you feel like your womanhood is good enough. But if a man who, such as Tyler Perry said, you're making more money, if this all that I can do, then it should be good enough. She go, that ain't acceptable. So there's a clear outline double standard here. And not only is it a double standard, there are women who are not necessarily operating in survival. They're operating in their true nature. It is a woman's true nature to want a man. It is a woman's true nature to need and rely and depend on a man. The issue is that we're doing it just contingently on the wallet side when we need to be doing it all the way around. We need to be valuing their friendship. We need to be valuing their livelihood. We need to be valuing everything, not just his wallet. But I actually think, and crazy as it may seem, I actually think that the video made a good point. The women actually acting the way that they should act. They're doing things that makes them have to go towards men as opposed to shy away from them.
I thought it was
Paris. Real quick with that, I definitely agree with that because like what Krishan is doing, and I saw she got the producers to separate their contracts, right? And now she feels like she's fully independent, and I feel like that's where the disconnect is because this is first world woman talk, in all honesty, where you feel like the only value that you find in a man is him providing provisions, right? That's cool and all, but this is first world talk because when you go to other places that don't have the luxuries that we do and circumstances that we could likely face, right? If you're looking at what the tensions are overseas, we've already had attacks on our electrical grid, right? We have global warming, natural disasters, right? I'll mention the Superdome again. You saw what happened in the Superdome, right? When it got real after Katrina, that's real life. That's when it hits the fan and you realize the importance of a man, right? Not him just being able to knock somebody out for you, protect you, make sure you don't die, right? For him to be a problem solver. That's my main function as a husband. The money's cool, but if I didn't have it, I would still be able to offer many things. And problem solving being the main thing. No matter what it is that my wife is trying to do, I have a way to make it happen fast, efficient. Just I know how to make it happen, whether it be from networking, whether it be from me just being analytical, whether it be from me being mechanically inclined. There's certain things that women do need from a man, survival based, that have nothing to do with money. Like even what you were talking about with Kasham, right? That's trash. How about you just have a brand new baby and he's going to need I forgot if it was a girl or a boy, but either way, they have a new child that needs a father. Either way, it's equally important. They need a father. And now you don't even value that. You think that the money's going to take care of everything. You think that they're going to be good because you got a nanny or whatever, or grandparents. They need a father. That's the problem. And that's why it is nothing wrong with it being out of survival. We coexist, right? We're counterparts. We need each other for survival, right? So, and we've always been like that. Why is it wrong now? Why should you feel like you don't need a partner when they offer so many things that would make your life whole? That's what the whole idea is, for us to get together and make a strong unit, and we call it our nuclear family. That's the end game. That's what should be the end game. When you look at the classes of people who are thriving the most in society, it's because they realized that was the end game. It's because they realized that we built this through strong families, that we support our own, that with the strong families, we turn that into strong communities. And that's what we're missing.